Please help! My apps don't work. Hello and welcome to iPhone Black and White Troubleshooting, where we try to figure out what's going wrong with your device and get you fixed up as quickly as possible. In this video, we are going to be looking at a situation where people would be encountering when suddenly their app is not working and they don't know why, and they think it's something wrong with the phone. Odds are it is not anything wrong with the phone. You are encountering a number of possible problems, and for the majority of people, the problem that you're going to end up encountering is probably going to be something that fixes itself on its own. But enough about that. Let's go ahead and just jump into it. Okay, so the first thing to kind of discuss here is, and this is really the only piece of good news that you're going to get out of, being in the situation you're in, is the fact that whatever's happening here, it does not have anything at all to do with your phone. It is not going to be hardware failure. Your device is completely fine. There's nothing to worry about as far as your phone. It's not broke or anything like that. So whatever device is encountering this problem, here, the good news, the device is fine, so I don't want you to worry about that. The issue is going to strictly be software related. And so now let's take a look at some possibilities about that. The first thing to try to do is actually to go in and make sure that the apps are updated on their own. So all you need to do is open up the App Store and then just make sure that you're seeing your app and make sure that you're updating the app if it requires to be updated. Most people have the automatic updates turned on for their apps, so most of your apps are going to just update on their own by themselves, but it is worth double checking just to see if there is an update available for your app. Alright, so let's take a quick look to see how you would manually check to see if there is an update available for your apps. Okay, so all I'm doing is pulling this article from support.apple.com, how to manually update apps on your device, and it's actually really simple. All you need to do is open up the App Store, tap on your profile icon at the top right of your screen, and then you would just simply, on the very next page when you click on the profile, you would just scroll down to see if there's any pending updates or release notes, and it's like it says, tap update next to any of the apps. Or you can just hit update all, and that is it. That is all that you need to do. It's that simple. And like I said, most people have automatic updates turned on for their apps, so the odds are you're not going to need to do this, but go ahead and check. Alright, the next thing to look at would be the software that is on your device. Now, this is kind of tough to explain, so definitely listen to everything that I'm about to explain, and you may need to watch this again, because if you don't listen correctly, you'll panic. Okay, so that's your warning. Okay, so one of the things that you need to do is to update the software that is on your phone. Here's a good example. So a bank or just financial institutions, they want to make sure that their software is up to date with the latest software that Apple releases, because they're trying to make sure that they stop any security flaws. They don't want somebody to be able to, get in to your account. And so what ends up happening is they update the software for the apps, but that means some of those apps are only going to be compatible with the latest software that Apple releases. So it's worth checking to see whether or not you are using the latest software that Apple has released. if there's a chance that that is actually the problem you're having, is that, hey, and maybe it's like a big bank. Let's just say Chase Bank, for example. If Chase is updating their software, it may only be compatible with 14.0 or higher. And if you're running 13.0, well then, yeah, that's why that app is not working. Now, that's easy to understand, because that is a step that you need to do, is try to update your device. But there is a counter to this. And here is the problem, and I hope that most people are not in this boat. I'm going to explain this as quickly as I can here. This is going to affect like people who are using, for right now, like an iPhone 6. They can't download the latest software on a device. So some of them are not going to be able to use the latest apps because they aren't compatible. But what if you're somebody who is using like an iPhone 12 and you were using an app that you like to use all the time? I'm just going to throw out an app. Let's just say Stargazer. You like to use it to look at the stars. And let's say Stargazer goes out of business. Well, you still have the Stargazer app. But now there's no more updates coming to that app itself, which means at some point that app is no longer going to be compatible with the latest software that Apple releases. So it's kind of a two-edged sword. You need to update your device to make sure that you can run your apps, and at the same time, it depends on what the app is. If it's an app that has basically gone out of business, and you've updated your phone, and now that app doesn't work, then you're never going to be able to get into that app again, because you can't downgrade your software. So I hope that's not you. There's always a chance that maybe that app will get updated at some point. Like I said, that is few and far between. That's not a common problem, but there's a chance that that could be what's happening to you. So if this is an app that you downloaded like 8 years ago, then yeah, there's a chance that you updated your phone and it's not working, that app's not working anymore. Odds are it never will. And it stinks, but that is a possibility. So I hope you understand you need to update your phone, but there's always a chance that if you updated your phone and then the app doesn't work, there's a chance that it's never going to work again. Hope that makes sense. Okay, the next possibility is you may actually have some kind of security app on your device, like a VPN. There's always a chance that that VPN is actually blocking that app from talking to the server that it needs to talk to in order for it to work. So it is not an uncommon problem for people to want to be protected. They want to put that extra layer of security on their device. And so they download a VPN, and then all of a sudden, like, the phone is not working, and they're like, I can't figure out why it's not working. Odds are it's because that VPN is basically blocking the phone from talking to all the different servers. I'm not going to go into great detail about the VPNs, but I will say this. You don't really need a VPN. If your job requires you to have a VPN, then yeah, okay, you got to have one. But if you've got this idea that you have to have a VPN in order to be safe, let me tell you now, not on an iPhone. iPhone, you don't really need to have a VPN. In fact, usually VPNs on an iPhone cause more problems than they actually resolve. And the reason for that is VPNs kind of have a default method, which is if they don't recognize something, then they will just block it. So you could have a VPN block your Safari, where you can't go to a web page, or you're trying to use an app. It could be any number of things. So if you do have a VPN, just remember, don't just delete it from your home screen. If you want to remove a VPN 100%, and this is the way you should delete every app, whenever you're deleting an app, all you need to do is go into Settings, click on General, click on iPhone storage or iPad storage, depending on your device. So you're going to click on Settings, General, iPhone storage, and then scroll down, click on the VPN, and then hit delete. That is the 100% for sure way to remove that VPN so it doesn't leave any part of itself behind, because it's not uncommon for them to do that, and they still prevent your phone from doing what it is that you want them to do. Okay, the last thing to try if all else fails, and this is not a bad step, you could even try this step first. There's no reason that you can't try this. Basically, all you need to do is just delete the app and then download the app again, and then just see what happens. There's always a chance that the problem is just the app is just running into a glitch, and all you need to do is just delete the app from the phone and then download the app again. Like I just said a minute ago about erasing or deleting an app, make sure you go into settings, general, iPhone storage, scroll down, find the app, click on it, and hit delete. And understand, the reason it's so important for you to do that is some apps don't delete 100% if you delete them just from the home screen. So the for sure way to do it, delete it the way I just explained twice now. I'm really stressing that because you would be shocked at how often some of those apps will leave behind a bunch of stuff that you don't want. So just make sure if you're deleting, always delete anything off of your phone. Delete it the way I just explained. Alrighty guys, thanks so much for taking the time to watch this video. I hope that this overview kind of was helpful. It can be really confusing when you're wanting to use your app and it's not working. Again, don't panic, because like I said, the problem you're having, it's not hardware related. It's not a problem with the phone. The issue here 100% is software related. So that just means it's figuring out exactly where is the problem coming from. And as you can kind of see from this video, there's different things that you can do to kind of double check and see. But for most of you, the problem you're running into is it's just an issue on the server side of things for that app developer. That's really just what's happening. So definitely don't panic. But if you found this video to be helpful, don't forget, hit like, hit subscribe, come on back, learn how to become an iPhone expert. And don't forget, send this video to your friends and family so I can turn them into experts as well. Alrighty guys, thanks so much. We will see you next time. See ya.